going off of that, is there moves that you wish like people kind of retired and didn't use anymore, or like moves
Yeah.
people don't really use anymore that you'd love to see kind of be back in people's repertoires?
Oh, the first, let me go with the moves that I think they shouldn't do. There's really only two, and in OVW, these are the only two that I will put my foot down and will not be happy if I see you do. And because they're not done for any other reason than they're being done for the audience in the locker room. And you never do anything for an audience in the locker room. You do it for the audience that's paid money to see you. So, and I'm very reasonable. Uh, if a talent comes to me and can explain to me how someone in the building can physically relate to the increased risk of injury that you're now taking by doing these two things, I'll be like, okay, go do it. But if you can't, then no, you're not. Because the truth of the matter is, every time a young man or a young woman go to the ring, there is a percentage of a chance that they could suffer a life altering or life ending injury. And I've seen it happen numerous times. Uh, and, you know, the two moves are number one is a buckle bomb. It's where you basically pick them up in a power bomb position and literally launch the person backwards, where they're not in control. They can't see. They can't protect themselves, and you launch them into the corner where actually either very taut real rope or taut steel cable is intersecting, and it's held there by an actual metal turnbuckle. That's why it's called a turnbuckle, because it's a turnbuckle. That bit of padding that's on there provides very little protection. And even if you're running, if you notice sometimes guys will take a corner, they'll run into the corner where they're whipped into it. If they hit that even a little bit off, they catch that rope or whatever, it hurts. So now you're relying on somebody who's now throwing you. And to that point, there were tons of dream matches, money matches when Sting came to WWE that could have been held and had. They could have drawn a lot of money. All of it went out the window because he took a buckle bomb and was injured and then therefore couldn't work and thought his career was over. So that's a big no for me. The second one is anytime you bump your opponent on the ring apron. That's just stupid. That ring apron is the most dangerous. It's not the hard. It is the hardest place in the ring, but it is the most dangerous place in the ring because you have a 90-degree angle of steel that's right there, along with the edge, the lip of a 2x12, usually, that's sitting there. And the padding does very little to protect against that. And I've seen a lot of people over my 42 years in the business get severely injured on those ring aprons. And, you know, if you can explain to me how an audience member knows that that right there is the hardest place on the ring and it will do more physical damage than bumping somebody in the center, then I'm all for it. But they don't because they've never been in the ring. They don't know what it feels like. So now you're not doing it again for the audience. You're doing it for the boys backstage. And unfortunately, that's what I'm seeing predominantly now everywhere you go is that the majority of the performers, because there are no real workers anymore, the majority of the performers that are in the wrestling business nowadays try to perform for each other. They try to impress each other with what they're doing. That's why they're always so uptight and nervous and have to memorize everything they're going to do when before they go out there. They're scared that they'll make a mistake. And quite honestly, the God's honest truth is that the only people that will realize you made a mistake are just simply the people in the backstage area that would be able to know and watch for it. No